David Hasselhoff, ladies and gentlemen.
If you don't know who the Hoff is, you may as well have been living under a rock. American actor, singer, producer, and TV personality David Michael Hasselhoff holds the Guinness World Record as the most watched man alive today. Since the beginning of Knight Rider back in 1982, David Hasselhoff has become a household name that almost everyone knows, and with the advent of Baywatch, his popularity grew even more. David was born on the 17th of July 1952 in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, to Dolores Therese and Joseph Vincent Hasselhoff, who have German, English, and Irish ancestry. While his mother was a homemaker, David's father was a business executive, and despite the family moving a couple of times, David's childhood was mostly easygoing. David spent most of his early life in Jacksonville, Florida, but later moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where he attended the Marist School. He made his first stage appearance as Peter Pan when he was 7 years old, and since then dreamt of having a successful career in acting on Broadway. Following his matriculation in 1970 from Leon's Township High School in LaGrange, Illinois, David attended Oakland University. Other than a successful career as an actor, a simple reminder how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either iPhone Max, iPad Mini, or MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. David has also had some success as a singer. His singing career took off in the early 80s, and his most recent album release was in 2019. His first album, Looking for That Freedom, was widely popular and well accepted in Europe, and even produced a #1 top charter. However, as interesting as the Hoff's career has been, his romantic interests have inevitably attracted almost as much attention, especially his most recent involvement. Aside from making headlines as a drunk in 2007, David has also made headlines with 2 past divorces, and now for dating a woman 27 years younger than himself. From all of David Hasselhoff's relationships, it is easy to tell that he has a thing for blonde beauties. His first wife, Hickland, is a blonde bombshell who gained prominence as an actress throughout the 70s and 80s, starring in numerous soap operas, including One Life to Live and Texas. Her signature blonde hair and blue eyes afforded her plenty of attention, and she married several of the most successful men. David was her second husband, who she married after her first marriage to Richard Knowlton hit rock bottom. While engaged to David, they recorded 2 songs together, Our First Night Together and Let It Be Me. Catherine also appeared in Hasselhoff's series Knight Rider as Michael's love interest Stephanie, and in the episode The Scent of Roses, they filmed their on-screen wedding, which was a recreation of their real-life celebration. On the 24th of March 1984, they tied the knot in real life, but before they could celebrate their 5th anniversary, the couple separated and divorced on the 1st of March 1989. In a surprising turn of events, it seemed as if Catherine's obsession with Knight Rider would not end there. Despite being divorced from the star of the show, Catherine had found a way to remain married to Michael. In 1992, she married the Young and the Restless star Michael E. Knight, and even to this day, she still owns a replica of Hasselhoff's talking car, Kit. Since most of the details about David and Catherine's marriage are lost in history, it is hard to say exactly what went wrong and why the couple divorced. Most of it is a mystery that will now only be known to Hasselhoff and Hickland. Catherine has since divorced Michael, and she married producer Todd Fisher in 2012, while David moved on to a second wife who he met a couple of years after his divorce. Hickland nowadays works as a hypnotist and is also the celebrated author of Heartbreak Recovery self-help books. Although Hasselhoff has had several public relationships that attracted a lot of media coverage, David has also had a few relationships that people hardly ever knew about and are likely by now forgotten. During the 70s, while still a rising star, David dated and later became engaged to Roberta Layton. Like all of David's love interests, Roberta is a blonde beauty and an actress who gained fame for her role in the 1981 war comedy Stripes, starring Bill Murray. David and Roberta dated through 1970 and 71, but because the relationship happened so long ago, few still recall details of the romance. It may also be because, at the time, still under 20, David hadn't gained too much exposure and was relatively unknown. Exactly who broke off the engagement is disputed. Some believe that Roberta ended the relationship, while others support the belief that it was instead David's decision. The other relationship that got by under the radar was with Linda Butznick, now Linda Morris. Linda is an unknown woman with whom David had an affair during his separation from Catherine, but while few even know what she looks like, if one had to guess, she would most likely be blonde. Their relationship was short-lived, however, lasting from August 1988 to February 1989, and few details are available about the true nature of their affair. David may have starred alongside Pamela Anderson, but despite fitting David's preferred profile, she didn't become one of his love interests. However, David did marry her namesake, Pamela back, his second wife. David's second marriage, despite lasting 16 years, was perhaps the most ridiculed and endured plenty of media coverage that especially focused on digging up the dirt. Few people know when David Hasselhoff started drinking, but during his second marriage, his habit apparently began getting out of hand. In the beginning, their relationship seemed to be good, but according to Pamela, it was his habit that drove them apart. They met on the set of Knight Rider in 1985, while Hasselhoff was still married to his first wife. Nobody knows for sure when they started their romantic involvement with each other, but shortly after he divorced Catherine, the two got hitched in 1989. Pamela was yet another blonde bombshell actress who fascinated the Baywatch actor. She starred in a recurring role in the 1990s crime drama series Sirens, as well as several other series and films. But after marrying David, Pamela placed her career partly on hold to raise their children. In 1990, Pamela gave birth to Hasselhoff's older child, Taylor Ann, and in 1992, Haley was born. While Pamela and David went through the divorce proceedings in 2006, things between them quickly became ugly. David claimed that the divorce would eventually see him broke, despite having earned $100 million for his involvement in Baywatch alone. However, it was simply an attempt to prevent major financial loss with the settlement. During the court hearings, information regarding the nature of their marriage leaked to the public, and it seemed that each party threw dirt at the other. Pamela accused David of being a serial cheater, an alcoholic, and claimed that the Hoff abused drugs and turned violent against her on several occasions. In response to the abuse claims, David said that the only person who messed up Pamela's nose was her plastic surgeon. However, the accusations of alcoholic abuse turned out to be true, as a video went viral in which Taylor begged her drunken dad to stop drinking. David later admitted he had a problem and sought help in a rehabilitation center for his excessive drinking. During the proceedings, David also accused his ex-wife of drug abuse, claiming that she tested positive for cocaine only months before the divorce hearings. He also accused her of being drunk at their daughter's 16th birthday celebration. On the 12th of January 2006, the divorce proceedings ended, granting joint custody of the children and a settlement of $21,000 a month in spouse payments for Pamela. However, David later regained custody of his children and reduced the maintenance payments to his ex-wife by half of the original amount. During an interview in 2008, Pamela talked for the first time about the reality of their marriage. In her revealing telltale, Pamela said that Hasselhoff's drinking was the real reason for their separation. She mentioned one occasion when David called her up from a hotel room, telling her that he had been drinking and felt on the verge of dying. Following this episode, in 2002, David agreed to start seeking help for his problem, but failed to comply and follow through on his word. Pamela said that unfortunately, he loved the bottle more than he loved her. David has since admitted that he feels guilty about both his failed marriages, since he thinks of himself as a romantic and only wanted one life partner. Third time seems to be the charm for the 68-year-old America's Got Talent judge, or at least that's what he believes. In a recent interview, David insulted his previous wives by saying that his third marriage was the only one in which he married for love. Despite a yawning age gap of 28 years, Hasselhoff tied the knot with his 40-year-old Welsh model girlfriend Haley Roberts, who unsurprisingly is a blonde beauty. The two met for the first time in 2011 when the Hoff auditioned to become a judge in the British version of the Got Talent show. Haley approached the Hoff at his hotel in Cardiff asking for an autograph, but David agreed only on the condition that she give him her phone number. Since then, they've been inseparable, having started dating shortly afterwards. David once confessed that he knew he was going to marry the beautiful Welsh model from the first time he laid eyes on her, and his proposal 5 years later seemed inevitable, if a long time coming. In an interview with Hello magazine in 2016, Haley said that his proposal surprised her, as she never thought that he would ever ask her to marry him. She also mentioned that they were both in tears, though despite being sweet and romantic, that would not be a way anyone would want to picture Michael Knight. To make things even more romantic, the Hoff proposed while the couple picnicked on a Malibu beach. Roberts, now Haley Roberts Hasselhoff, would not have accepted the proposal without her husband's children's permission. Haley, who shares her name with David's youngest daughter, said she formed a very close bond with both Taylor and Haley, who both gave their blessings when their father announced the engagement. On the wedding day, both had the honor of being the father's ring bearer. After dating for 5 years and being engaged for another 2, the couple made their vows on the 31st of July 2018 at a small ceremony held with friends and close family in Puglia, Italy, at the Masseria Pettoleccia La Residenza. Roberts wore a gown designed by Galia Lahav, and in true Hollywood fashion, to finish off the ceremony, David treated the guests to a pool party. They then spent their honeymoon lazing on beaches in the Maldives for 2 weeks. Like her role model Meghan Markle, Haley now too has the title of HRH, actually just so happy to be Hasselhoff's Royal Highness. When asked about their obvious age gap, Haley said that at first it was a nerve-wracking concern for her, but after she got to know the Hoff, she admits that now she hardly even notices the difference. David admitted that he was afraid of marrying Haley because of their age difference, but they have been so great together that he convinced himself to go through with it. She admitted that this might be because David acts much younger than his age and puts her at ease. Today, the couple have seemingly been happily married for 2 years, and everything seems to keep getting better for them. At least there haven't been any controversial incidents between them. Let's hope that it stays that way. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.